Hello everyone, this is Stranger Theory. In today's episode, I'll talk about the new interviews with the Duffer Brothers, who talk about season 5 and reveal a few plot details about the next season. Before we get started, please subscribe and like to see more information about Stranger Things. Put a bell in the notifications so you never miss out on my new Stranger Things Season 4 is nothing if not supersized. Its final 2 chapters premiered on Friday with notably boastful runtimes of 85 minutes and 140 minutes each, essentially lasting as long as or longer than most feature-length films. And whether everyone likes that narrative tactic or not, creators Matt and Ross Duffer have revealed that they envision a similar structure for their 5th and final season. In a recent Happy Sad Confused podcast interview with host Josh Horowitz, Ross Duffer bemoaned the pattern he sees on series closers, where the penultimate episode is the strong episode and then they went down on the last one. So they concluded that the trick to avoid such traps is to just make one long episode. We're more likely to do what we did here, which is to just have a 2.5-hour episode, Ross revealed of the intended Stranger Things Season 5 finale. The wind down is just part of a 2.5-hour episode, Matt added. I would expect the finale to be at least 2 hours. Running 9 episodes and lasting an approximate 13 hours, the 4th season of Stranger Things marks the creative's most ambitious installment yet. The Duffers said that Season 5, while flexing a robust finale runtime, is overall likely to be shorter than Season 4. The only reason we don't expect it to be as long is because if you look at it, it has almost a 2-hour ramp up before our kids really get drawn into the supernatural mystery, Matt explained. You get to know them, you get to see them in their lives, what they're struggling with, adapting to high school and so forth. Steve is trying to find a date, all of that. None of that obviously is going to be occurring in the first 2 episodes of Season 5. For the first time ever, we don't wrap things up at the end of 4, and so it is going to be moving. I don't know that it is going to be going 100 miles an hour at the start of 5, but it is going to be moving pretty fast, he continued. Characters are already going to be in action, they're already going to have a goal and a drive, and I think that is going to carve out at least a couple hours and make this season feel really different. I am sure the wrap-up will be a lot longer. It is going to be Return of the King-ish with, like, 8 endings. The brothers also teased that Season 5 will be isolated to the small town that started it all, Hawkins, Indiana. We wanna go back to a lot of the things we did in Season 1, Matt said. A lot of the original groupings and pairings that we had in Season 1, there is something nice about coming full circle. As far as what that full circle drama will entail is anyone's guess. Ross said that he and the series' other writers know how Stranger Things is ending, but they don't yet know how they're going to get there. It is dangerous as a writer to be writing hours and hours and not know where you're going. I'd rather leave some of that middle journey vague and fuzzy. But so long as you know where the destination is, it sort of gives you that clarity. It is like that lighthouse blinking in the distance, Ross said. At the moment, we feel pretty confident about our ending, he continued. So while a lot of Season 5 is actually pretty blurry, the last 30 minutes of it are pretty clear in our heads. So if we can make the journey entertaining, I think that we have an end that will hopefully satisfy. You can satisfy everyone, but the hope is that it has something that feels right for this story. That all said, the Duffers don't want to be backed into a corner. Just in case Season 5 comes together without their projected setting and runtime, they clarified that a lot of Season 4 took them by surprise, so Season 5 very well may do the same. Also in another new interview for Collider, the Duffers revealed new plot details about Season 5, including the fact that Will Byers has a huge role in Season 5. Will's going to be a big part and focus, is really all I can say of Season 5 in his journey. We're starting to see his coming of age, really. Which has been challenging for a number of reasons, some of which are supernatural. But you're starting to see him come into his own. Ross, it's setting up us coming full circle back to Season 1. I think you'll see that with a couple of the character arcs, not just with Will, but also with Steve and Nancy, and her relationship with Jonathan where things are not fully resolved. The characters have maybe made steps, like in the case of Will, but the journey isn't over yet. All of that is going to play a huge role as we try to wrap this thing up next season. What do you think of these interviews? What are your early predictions for Season 5? That's all the news on Stranger Things so far. If you liked this video, do not forget to like and subscribe. Good luck everyone.